Hey mamas, grab your mojito because today Hustle Like a Mom is coming to you from Miami, and I'm joined by a sexy mama, a dear friend of mine for about 15 years, which is not dating us, Dana Myers, who I love you because not only are you in Miami, but you were in New York before. So
yes,
we love her extra special. And you are the founder of Booty Parlor. I'm going to let you tell the mamas what that's all about. And your new book is the Mommy Mojo Makeover. You started Booty Parlor before you had the kiddos.
Yes,
okay.
I started Booty Parlor, and we're dating ourselves now almost, 14 years ago. And really at that point in time, the sex business was still very rooted in the XXX, it's XXX history.
Yeah.
So I saw this white space to create a space and a place for sexy products that made me feel beautiful and confident and turned on, but in a way that I also shop for my makeup and my clothes. So we started the brand. We got scouted by Victoria's Secret. They were our biggest client for 9 years.
I forgot about that.
I know.
That's just like a little mom hustle sidebar.
That's a hustle. That's a hustle. Yeah.
So hold on, because we have a lot of mom entrepreneurs that watch or want to be entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
How do you get a product into Victoria's Secret?
So the way that we actually did that, sheer luck. No, my background is in music business and entertainment marketing, and I had been doing a lot of celebrity endorsements work in Los Angeles. And so when we launched Booty Parlor, I used a lot of that celebrity experience to get in the media, to get Booty Parlor's brand new products into the hands of some great celebrities, which wound up in all the magazines. And one of Victoria's Secret's scouts saw it, loved it, and literally, we were sitting in our living room, which was our first office, and I got a call, and on caller ID it said Victoria's Secret, and I thought,
did you order something?
That's what I thought. I said, I didn't order anything from the catalog. And so that was really, that kind of propelled us as a baby brand onto the national stage, and it forced us to really get smart about our distribution strategy, about production, cash flow, all of that. And throughout the course of our business, we've had lots of highs and lows. We've pivoted a number of times. And now Booty Parlor, which is our sexy beauty brand, I didn't actually explain what it is. We have, body creams with pheromones, and this is a kissable body topping.
I love this.
We used to sell toys and lingerie and everything else. Now we really focus on these seductive and romantic beauty products and body products. But we actually did a licensing deal, another pivot, with this great French company, and now they manufacture the products, which is a huge blessing, and we take a royalty. So if you're wondering what my favorite business model is, it's this one.
Royalty. Just take the royalty. So now, what is you're saying there's a lot of pivots. How has motherhood impacted your pivot with Booty Parlor? Right? Because you now have how many little munchkins?
I have 2. My daughter just turned 5. Happy birthday to Indy. And my son Rocky will be 8 in September. So I wrote my first book while I was pregnant with Rocky, and the book launched 4 months after he was born. So I was breastfeeding him on the road and at book signings.
Oh God,
it was hard.
On the road, people.
It was hard. I was pumping in the basement of Henry Bendel at a Booty Parlor trunk show. Yeah, it was a lot. And I really kind of pushed it hard for about 9 months, his first 9 months. And then I cracked. I did. I admit it. I completely cracked. My hustle. I couldn't hustle like a mom the whole time.
No, but you need to feed your soul too.
Yeah.
So real quickly, the name of the first book.
The first book was The Official Booty Parlor Mojo Makeover.
Okay.
4 Weeks to a Sexier You. My titles are really long. It's a series. It's the Mojo Makeover series.
It's good.
It's called the Mojo Makeover. And so it was at that point where I said I kind of have to slow down and reevaluate. And so when he was 9 months, I took a couple months off to kind of retool and figure out how I could work smarter now that I had a baby. I never really stopped working. I found that I got bored and kind of anxious, that all the hard work I had put in would somehow fall away, or that I would fall off the map. I was admittedly just kind of nervous about that. But, then I picked it up, and then I had another kid, and then I fell off again. For me, it's been very up and down. And thankfully, having my own business, I can kind of control and pace the projects out. and I think that's the thing that I've learned is like, my work does need to revolve around my life as a mom.
Now, did you think that's an interesting revelation?
It took me a long time to realize
that's what I was going to say. I did not realize that right away.
I basically realized it today.
Okay, no, that's fine. Because as my sister's here with me all the time, Michelle, right? She knows I did not realize that myself until time went on, and I'm still realizing it.
Yeah.
But the idea that, you may not be the mom you wanted to be once you actually become the mom. Can you talk about that? So this idea that you now realize, wait, I'm going to revolve my business idea like around my family as opposed to figuring out the family around the business. How is that sort of working out for you?
So I think that when they were babies, I was like, oh my God, they need me so much. But then I started to realize as they got older, they just need you more. Can anyone out there relate? They just need you more and more and more. And I was trying to kind of be the best mom and be the best entrepreneur, and it was crushing my soul a little bit, because even though I was making time for yoga and date night and girls' nights, there was no time to do nothing.
Oh, the value of nothing.
Yeah, there was no time to do nothing. And I found that to be exhausting. You need those moments of nothingness. And also this summer, I was mentioning to you, the kids kind of shifted into this new phase and really started to need me more in another way, in a more emotional way.
Just let her go.
Let me go, people. I thought this summer was going to be like, kill it with work. I thought I was going to kill it with work this summer. And actually the kids kind of said, no, you really need to step up. They didn't say this.
In their own way.
In their own way, they said this, that I had to kind of step up and figure out some new challenges with regards to parenting and our family life. And so family life this summer didn't run on autopilot. It kind of took a lot more for me to invest in our family life. And so the projects that I had wanted to do this summer are just taking longer. And I realized that, I don't know, it's so cliched, but like motherhood is the most important job. It's more important than my other businesses.
Here you guys are hearing somebody who has, you've had so many professional highs. We haven't even touched upon them, but I'm gonna have them scrolling right now as we talk, because you've been in so many magazines. You've had so many celebs with your products. You've sold your product on Home Shopping's, eVine. These are huge highs, and then these realizations come that motherhood is the hardest job, most important job. But even just, I think for, maybe I'm not speaking for you, but just this idea as a modern woman to say that out loud, you feel like, wait, did I do something wrong?
It's
by thinking that.
Totally.
Right? It's like that mom life, entrepreneur life, or mom life, corporate life. Like, where does everything fit? It's a challenge.
Yeah, it's a challenge, and I think for me it was almost like a physical reckoning that I had this summer, where it was like every part of me just said, actually, this is more important. So everything else is gonna have to wait. Everything else is gonna have to move slower. Even today before I came here, I was like, but I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to do this and that. And then I wanna be there for the play date, and I wanna be there for, I gotta pack for our family trip to London next week. And my husband was like, listen, he said, do you need to see your therapist again? That's what he really said.
I love your husband. He's super duper.
Oh my God, my Charlie is so supportive. But he was like, listen, we're in a position where our businesses are doing well enough where you don't have to walk around with all this stress. Like, you're such an amazing mom. Be proud of that, and everything else is still happening. It's just not happening as fast as you want
it to happen.
So he was like, simmer down. And you know what? Life's too short to walk around with so much anxiety.
So the Mommy Mojo Makeover. So you are very real and not raunchy raw, but raw about the need for sexual intercourse in your marriage.
Yes.
And how valuable is that? And what do the mamas out there need to know from your book and from your brand?
Well, I think there's this cliche that once you become a mom, your sex life goes to hell.
Engine kaput.
Right? and there's some truth in that, but the purpose of this book is kind of like my love letter to modern motherhood and marriage or partnership, because I believe that, you might think that your love and your lust and your libido is gone once you have kids, but it's not. And your desire can come back. And I think it's so important to keep that sexual connection and that chemistry alive. And look, when you've been married for a decade or 2 decades, that first connection chemistry is not there. So you have to create it. but you can create it, because if you want to be married for the next
5
5
20
decades,
years, right?
which is really what we're looking at. I mean, we could be married for another, how old am
lucky.
I? 5 decades, God willing. I live to 92.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a funny
There's a
thing.
wood there, yeah.
I want to have a sex life that is elastic and creative enough to span the next 5 decades. And I feel that the energy that I get and the creativity that I'm able to express within my sex life, with myself and my husband, is kind of the rocket fuel that powers me up as an entrepreneur, as a mother, and as a woman. And also, I think women just forget that it's fun, that it's actually stress relief, that pleasure is an antidote to the boredom that can come with the routine of motherhood.
Monotony of motherhood, yeah.
That's right. The book is 28 tools that sort of in a 360 approach work to inspire you as a sexual woman. You know, who am I behind the mother? And who am I behind the professional as well? Because we play these roles of entrepreneur and mother, but we're also just sexual, sensual women underneath it all. So there's tools on regaining your body confidence. There's tools on raising your libido, on infusing creativity into your sex life, on communication tools to reduce the resentment. Because a lot of people become parents and they had such great relationships and then they find themselves bickering. Like, well, I held the baby for 3 hours while you were at the gym. I want to go to the gym. So there's a lot of resentment that can simmer. So you kind of reduce the resentment, increase the attraction again.
These are all great tips.
It's good stuff.
I go to a lot of mommy networking. Yeah, I go to a lot of mommy networking, and you know, there's a lot of comments about, you know, my husband doesn't do this or this doesn't happen. You know, so I think that there's a lot of valuable tips in your book. Yeah. What would you say is sort of one? I don't want to say one big takeaway, but you know, what is one thing that women, you know, the moms watching right now can do to just
you can look to see the sexy within your daily routine. A lot of moms are like, but I've already got too much on my list. I can't do anything else to enhance my sex life. And I say, you don't have to do anything out of the ordinary. Just see the sensual inputs that already exist in your day. So the example I use a lot is at the grocery store, right? You're at the grocery store, you've got a list, you know, you're already thinking about what you're gonna do with the food, how you have to cook it. Well, in the produce section, there's all these beautiful carrots, right? And they're long and hard or thick, and they're glistening, and the sprinklers coming on. And so there's a lot of sensual cues that exist in your daily life. So instead of just being like, oh, I have to go home and puree the carrots for the baby, you can turn that mundane moment into something that's a little more special. You can allow yourself to kind of have a cheeky fantasy, not necessarily about that carrot, but about what that carrot reminds you of.
There you go.
And you can do that you can look at a flower. You can look at your barista and see them in a new way. You can catch a smell that smells like your old lover and allow yourself to have that fantasy. So it's just about looking for the sensual cues, like even folding the laundry. Like, how would it feel to roll around naked amidst those warm towels that just came out of the dryer? That's a more sensual thought than, I can't believe I have to fucking fold more laundry. And also, when you find yourself in that cycle of comparing, right, yourself to other women or whatnot, or feeling bad about someone else's beautifully made lunchbox, that's time wasting. So take that time and dance in the mirror, take that time and get your vibrator out and pleasure yourself. You know, it really is only like 5 or 10 minutes of pleasure that you can fit into your day as a mom that can radically change your life.
I think these are all great tips, and you know, before we kind of end this and I let you go on to your mom life, because I know you got to pick up the kids and I have to fly home
today.
What is something that you feel like is, you know, a non-negotiable? Like, I have to attend this, or what is your mom non-negotiable for the family life for you?
That's a good question. I'm constantly juggling and trading and maneuvering. So like family dinners, we get in like 2 or 3 a week. I always make it, you know, into their classrooms if it's a parents' day or something like that. I go into the classrooms and do special projects for them. So I don't know if there's one non-negotiable. Like, I'm not there for every bedtime, because sometimes I'll do a nighttime yoga class or I'll do a girls' night. I don't know, I'm there for like 5 bedtimes a week, maybe 4 to 5 bedtimes
Pretty
a
awesome.
week. I guess the non-negotiable for me is like, how much can I truly see them for who they are? And release my expectations of who I think they might be or who I might want them to be, and really just try to see them for who they are as much as possible, and help them build confidence in who they are.
I love that. I love
That
idea
to
of
me, I guess, is my
mindfully being there is sort of more important than the quantity of time that you're there.
Yeah.
I agree with that as well. Thank you so much,
Thank
my
you,
dear, for joining
honey.
me.
Thank you.
Mamas, keep it sexy, keep it fabulous. As always, hustle like a mom. Thank you so much, and see you next time.
Thanks, guys.